Most days you get on the bike and you feel absolutely fabulous, and you're just ready to open the throttle and have a go at whatever the trail throws in your way. But there are other days when you get on the bike and things just don't go to plan. Your balance feels off, your coordination feels like crap, and things just don't happen the way they should. These days are particularly frustrating because you end up stuffing up on obstacles that you normally wouldn't. And when that happens, it's hard not to get frustrated with yourself.
My boot got caught!
For me, this is usually an indication that I've had bad dreams the night before. I have a bit of a case of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and for me, this manifests as some cracking nightmares. It doesn't happen very often anymore. These days, it's just once in a blue moon, which is really, really lovely. But it does leave you feeling almost hungover the next day. When you have a dream in which you're dying, you don't know that you're dreaming, and so you get the whole physical stress response that you would get if you really were dying, if you really were getting chased and eaten by a lion or a tiger, or whatever it is that's supposedly killing you in this dream. And that's why you feel like crap when you wake up the next day. Kind of the opposite of rested and refreshed. But the thing is, for whatever reason, we all have our off days. We all have those days where we find ourselves doing bash plate inspections for no apparent reason. And what I came here to say is that that's completely normal and okay. Some of us know this already, others are less forgiving to ourselves. I notice in particular that women tend to be really hard on themselves when they're feeling off their game. Or maybe it's just that women are more prepared to talk about it. But it's definitely totally normal and it's definitely totally okay. This is why we have friends. As you can see today, I am not feeling so great at all. Normally, I would be trying to pick my bike up on my own and saying, no help, no help. But today, I am just being pretty useless. I am gratefully accepting assistance, and Lord knows I need it. Because here we go again. Now, I could complain about the trail being slippery, but the trail is always slippery. It's rainy season, that's how Thailand works. Normally, I ride this trail at a good pace without breaking a sweat, and today I just cannot tell my ass from my elbow. The takeaway here is don't worry about it. This is what we've got friends for, and it's okay. You're going to feel better tomorrow. Besides which, a bad day on the bike is still a damn sight better than a day spent doing a lot of other things. So even as I lie in the mud feeling kind of stupid, the mantra in my head is still, I'm so lucky. Anyway, on this day, I did eventually get it together. And it turns out that Thailand always has something waiting for you to soothe your troubled soul. Whether it is a mountaintop monastery or a special mountain summit or embroidered banners swinging in the wind, there's always something here. And as my friend always tells me when he sees that I look troubled, he tells me sabai sabai, relax, my mi payot, and that means there is no benefit. There is simply no benefit to stress itself. If the problem has a solution, you solve it, and if it has no solution within your power, then worrying about it won't help either. This is a serene path which is easy to describe and difficult to follow, and yet, I think, one truly worth walking. Later, I came across these young men who were transporting corn from the mountainside fields, and I was reminded to find the joy in everything. As you can see, every trip back is a motocross tournament. Supercross, eat your heart out. These boys are going hard on their Honda Waves. Life is short and it can be a lot of fun, so get your kicks wherever you can. On top of all that, this day had a wonderful silver lining. Even though I couldn't ride to save my life that day, I did find some glorious single track to come back to and enjoy on another day when I'm feeling 10 foot tall and bulletproof. As you can see, we are up high enough that the trees are all conifers. There's a cool, dry breeze cutting through, and it's perfect. Look at this wonderful tangle of slippery roots holding the hillside and the path together. Those are going to be wonderfully slippery, especially in the wet, and should definitely keep us on our toes. It's quite a steep hill, so we'll need a little bit of momentum to get up here. And as you can see, this is the path that the water takes when it rains. So it's one of those tracks that's going to be beginner to intermediate in the dry weather, and it's going to be intermediate to advanced as soon as that rain starts to fall. But what a place, and this track leads upwards and upwards towards the mountain summit. Sooner or later, I'll get to the top.